Hello, beautiful flower friends. We're BFFs, get it? Okay, it's a little cheesy, but I love it. Today we are going to be taking this fresh alstroemeria and turning it into pressed alstroemeria. Let's get started. I've pressed this flower on at least 4 different occasions, and each time I've learned what to do differently. This is the first time, this is probably the second time, maybe the third time, but this is definitely the most recent time. Okay, but let's just pause for a second. If you watched my other videos, you probably know what this is, but I wanted to show you the inspiration behind this guide. Each time I pressed this flower, there were some parts of the pressing process that were successful and other parts that weren't. Instead of only writing my results on a small little post-it note that I stuck in my book, I needed a guide that was more informative, a place where I could archive my process, so I knew exactly what I did and how I got these different results. Plus, it's a lot more cooler looking than a post-it note if you ask me. If you think the guide will be helpful for you, I will leave the link for it down in the description box. After all my trials and learning, this is the method that I like the most, and it's the method I'm going to show you. First, we're going to separate each flower. And this is just a personal preference, but I'm removing all the anthers, which are the pollen producing parts. And then I'm going to remove just one petal from each flower. I think doing this helps the flower look more open and press more flat. Then I take all the extra petals and my extra leaves and press those as well, because you know, always press those extra parts. With alstroemeria, you may think that the flower is completely done pressing because the petals are dry, but if you look closely at the receptacle, which is the place where the female reproductive parts of the flower are, you might come to find that it's not fully dried. So to make sure that the receptacle is completely ready, just gently run your finger along it. If it gives you any sort of resistance, it's not finished. When it is dry, it should feel like you're just running your fingers over paper. Also, sometimes the petals will disconnect from the receptacle, and that's okay. Glue can fix that easy peasy. This is the final result. One of the major benefits of pressing in parts is that you have total creative freedom with how to arrange the final pressings. So the sky is the limit. If you like the look of my earlier pressings of alstroemeria, you can just experiment with how old the flower is when it's going into the press, how you roll over your top layer of paper, leaving the anthers on or off, or whatever other variable you could think of. All these different things are going to give you a different look in the final pressing. So experiment with it, and if you do find a method that you like better, let me know because I'm really interested in hearing about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Take care and happy pressing. Bye. In the description box, and you can download it if it gets you.